So the educational tool that I chose is Prezi. The people who created this were Peter Arve, Adam Samoa Fisher, and Peter Hallisey. I know I just butchered those names, but I did my best. Prezi costs $3 a month for EDU Plus and $5 a month for EDU Pro. However, you can use it for free and just get the basic Prezi Video, Prezi Design, and Prezi Present. However, you sign up for the other ones that cost only $3 or $5 a month, you get all of these additional items. It doesn't cost very much, and it's a very helpful tool, so I think it would be worth it. The platform itself, this could be used on basically any computer that connects to, or any device that connects to internet, because it's not just for the computer, it also has an app. It is made for iOS, Android, Mac, PCs, Dells, HPs, basically any computer. You can use it on your iPad or your Samsung or whatever you use. And it will help you make creative, not PowerPoints, but presentations. There we go. The target audience, when I was signing up for this, I couldn't get it unless I was 13 years or older. So I think its main target audience is for students in high school and maybe college, and then, of course, adults. So that's what I think the target audience is. What does it do? It does a whole bunch of stuff. Let me just show you. Okay, so say I wanted to do, let's go back. Okay, say I wanted to do a design. I start from a template. And I can choose from all of these templates. It just really, it's really just a way to show information to people, but in a cool way. That's what the features are. It's just something to show something in a really cool way. Usability. It works really well if you know how to work it. I don't know how to work it that well, so it's kind of hard for me. I tried to make a Prezi about Prezi, and it didn't really go very well for me. But then again, I decided to do a video instead. So what I was thinking about the aesthetics is I love them. And I'm going to go back to the template chooser and show you my favorite template. Boom. Here it is. They have an autumn infographic template. Like pumpkins, autumn colors. It's perfect. And they just have so many more templates that you can use. It's so aesthetically pleasing. They have one for Christmas. That's my second favorite. I just think the aesthetics looks very cool. And the website itself looks cool. It's very easy to use. I know that it doesn't look like super duper awesome, but it's easy to use and it gives you lots of choices. Oh, it's got a Thanksgiving. Look how cute. Okay. I believe it's worth $3 or $5 a month. I truly do. You get so many things for just $3 a month, and you don't even have to do that much. You just pay for it, and then you get to do all of this stuff. So this is a getting started Prezi that they gave, like how to do it, how to use it kind of. My emotional reaction to this was awesome. I was very happy when I found it. However, it does make me frustrated sometimes when I don't know how to use it. So that is something that is kind of frustrating when you don't know how to use it. Prezi for educational use. I would definitely recommend this for educational use, especially for students who are in high school, because this is an absolute great way for them to use to do something different than a PowerPoint or like a brochure on Microsoft Word, or it's just a way for them to break away from the norm. And I think that that's very important to do in this day and age, because we're becoming so much technology based and so technology focused that students are having to come up with new and cool inventive ways to show their assignments. And I think that Prezi would be an absolute amazing way to do that. I'm going to keep going in the presentation, sorry. So I still think that, like how it just slid up, I think that's very cool, because for educational purposes, like sometimes when you're watching a PowerPoint, you get super bored. With this, you don't know where it's going to take you, and you get super excited when you see the new layout or template behind it. It's so interesting, and it's so different, and it moves to different things, moves to different bubbles, and I just think that that's super interesting. And I think it'd be super interesting if I was a teacher and I had to look at something and it was a Prezi. I'd be very happy. For my Assure, analyze learners. How does this tool, how can it be helpful to analyze learners? Well, analyzing learners is a hard thing to do, but to do a Prezi, you have to be kind of very tech savvy. So if you're not tech savvy, I feel like the analyzing of a learner is going to be bad, because their presentation is going to be bad because they didn't know how to use it. But if everyone knows how to correctly use Prezi, I think it's a great way to understand and see their information and get to know their unique side of their technology-based mind or their creativity, because Prezi lets you be very creative, as creative as you want to be. So that's my A in Assure. State standards and objectives. How can this tool meet the lesson objectives for Georgia Performance Standards? I just taught a lesson on folktales, and if I was able to use this for third grade, if I was able to use a Prezi to understand folktales, I know the students would have been mesmerized by going from one place to another. They would have wanted to make one themselves. So I think that it definitely meets state standards and objectives and could definitely be helpful in that area. This tool can select better instructional strategies, because if you select to use Prezi itself, then you're selecting to use a better instructional strategy. Just because, like I've said before, students will be more entertained. They don't have to use just PowerPoint or Microsoft Word. There's different things you can do, different places you can see. Utilize the technology. How can this tool be helpful as a resource or a tool for learning? In any way that you use this tool, it will be helpful for learning. If you're just learning how to use technology, it's a great resource. If you're learning how to make a presentation, it's a great resource. But the information that you actually get to see off of it, like this is an infographic about something that I have no idea what it's about, but I learned something just by looking at it. You're allowed to put graphs, you're allowed to put maps, you're allowed to put anything in here. So you can literally learn absolutely anything from Prezi. The R, require learner participation. This would definitely increase learning participation, because students would want to make Prezis. They'd want to use this to make posters, or look how cool this is. I would so use this to get to know my students. About me, favorite things, year goals. Love it. I'm probably going to use that once I become a teacher, actually. But I definitely think that it would increase learning participation, but also would require them to learn something new, because Prezi's not super duper easy to use, so they learn something new just by learning how to use Prezi. Evaluate and revise. Is the selected tool helpful to evaluate student learning or revise your instruction in a meaningful way? I don't know if it's good to evaluate student learning because, like I said, if you're not very technologically savvy, it's kind of hard to use. But if you are tech savvy, then it's a great way to analyze a student's knowledge because their presentation will be really in depth and very creative, and you'll get to see not only their knowledge but also their creativity. But to revise your instruction in a meaningful way, absolutely. The instruction that I got from this, like looking at this Prezi of getting started, the getting started Prezi made me so interested that I wanted to make a Prezi immediately. Because I wanted to be able to go from slide to slide, and I wanted to be able to do that. But it would just make instruction so much more fun and so much more entertaining instead of having to have the students just sit there and watch something or watch a video or something. They're interacting with you, and it's an interactive way of learning. So I definitely think that it's a great way to revise your instruction. That's my video on Prezi. I hope you enjoyed it.